4 fresh faces and 1 enjoying back-to-back final tables. What we have on tap here today as the race for the purple jacket continues here from Las Vegas. We'll have a new leader when this one's all said and done. Welcome one and all to continuing coverage of the 2021 Poker Masters. Today, it is the penultimate event, the $50,000 No Limit Hold'em final table. And Sweet Lou Garza, who is currently atop that leaderboard, will be dethroned. On the throne here inside the booth, yours truly, Ali Najad and Maria Ho, bringing you the call. And there's your first look at the 5 hopefuls that are chasing down that oh-so-big prize money. We'll get to that in a moment. As you look at the chip counts, brought to you by Zenni Eyewear. Michael Adamo, 1.6 million, good for the chip lead. The only other 7-figure stack belongs to Jason Koon. Not far behind is David Coleman, then Kerry Katz and Alex Foxen in that order.
Yeah, Kerry and Alex both coming in with very similar stacks, the short stacks at this table. Happy to find a very nice hand such as Jack's in this spot.
Pocket 3s into the muck. Oh, no. Pocket kings for the chip leader.
And this is so unfortunate. What an absolute cooler. Because it's not just the fact that Adamo has been dealt a bigger pair, but that it is Adamo who is the chip leader, who you would expect is going to put a lot of pressure.
250.
Who could potentially be 3-betting here light.
All in.
And the sizing was relatively modest. Kerry Katz was ready to shoot it in there, and
Jesus.
Adamo was even more ready to make the call as Kerry finds himself in a world of hurt and over 4-1 dog with these 2 jacks.
Pretty lucky with jacks. Maybe I'll get.
Needs some real run good here. The second hand of this final table. Here comes the flop. It is ace-9-6. No jack yet. And the light begins to flicker. You see Kerry shaking his head. 5 of diamonds. Means
His equity is doubled.
and it's just 2 outs once for Kerry. Is it there? No.
That was fun.
10 of diamonds on the river, and a bit of a sarcastic parting shot there from Kerry, who says that was fun. And fun is not how I would describe what happened there. Gross,
Yeah,
rather.
just extremely unlucky.
Australian tournament circuit of late. Hyper talented. Couple of 10s now for Koon, who is coordinated today, Maria, in case you are sleeping on the timepiece jacket combination.
No, but he knows that he got so much props last time when he wore a super nice timepiece that I think...
The big pilot?
Yes, that one. So I feel like he knows we're on the lookout.
1 second.
It's nice to see some of those heaps that he has put together being invested in the fashion streets. And the trap was set and sprung as Koon chose to limp in from the small blind and got the chip leader to pile with an ace-deuce. And he snapped calls. This is exactly what he was hoping would happen. Now he's got himself in great shape with 1.65 million in the middle.
I don't know if you mean it, but appreciate it.
Good luck. You caught me.
Here we go. Looking good for the 2 10s on the 7-high rainbow flop. Comes the turn. Stays clean. All Jason needs to do is fade 3 outs once. No ace. That's what's on his mind. And there it is. Mission accomplished. And then going into year 2, they talked about this thing called kanji. And kanji is basically hieroglyphs. It is Chinese. I was like, we're done here. I had to learn 2 alphabets. Now you want me to learn like thousands of characters? It's a wrap. Ace King for Adamo. And King Jack for Foxen.
700. Back.
25 bigs effective for Foxen.
10 seconds.
Certainly the expectation is Adamo will be opening the button fairly wide.
Uh-oh. That looks like a hefty quotient of Foxen's remaining chips
It's 500 total.
being slid into the middle here. And now Coleman with ace 10. Less tempting. And Foxen finds himself all in and dominated just like that. Did Coleman a huge favor by making this play, by the way, Maria, as Coleman surely would have been locking horns with Adamo, at least with a flat, if not a 3-bet of his own. Instead, Michael Adamo, the chip leader coming in, finds himself poised to claim a pelt with ace king against king jack, a 3-1 favorite. Could we have another fallen soldier on this early battlefield? 10-6 tray suggested as a real possibility. Foxen needs help. No 9, no queen. There will be no backdoor straight. The board pairs, and it is just a jack that will rescue Alex Foxen from elimination, and it is not there. The Alex Bucks claimed by Michael Adamo, but Foxen will get some bucks of his own. A 4th place finish and $187,000 will go to him. He's been in those streets, feels comfortable. Obviously, the lion's share of his poker has been played online, and he prefers it that way. And speaking of preferences, how about a pocket pair every time? David Coleman knows what to do. Min raise on the button. Now a queen jack for Jason Koon.
10 seconds.
These ones are always a little weird, aren't they? As Koon lets it go.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the type of hand that 3-handed is very playable. You can flop pretty well, but Koon giving Coleman the benefit of the doubt there, and also knowing that Adamo is yet to act behind him. Definitely factored into his folds.
Well, Adamo's got some chips to invest, and that investment yields a gut shot straight draw after he defends the blind, checks it over to Coleman, whose 10s are still best.
Yeah, this is a particularly nice board for 10s, just because you would assume if Adamo had a decent ace-x, he would probably be putting Coleman to the test pre-flop, given Coleman's effective stack size.
Adamo wants to tear one off, looking for a snowman, and right on cue. How about that for some run good? A 9 high straight for Michael Adamo. 2nd pair effective and a gut shot for Coleman with 275 in the middle.
Yeah, almost feels unfair. Adamo, chip leader, great poker player, and hitting the inside straight
75.
draw does not hurt.
That's 75.
Now he bets out. 75,000. Feels like it comes with a little here kitty kitty, doesn't it?
Yeah, and especially for this size, I feel like Coleman is going to want to continue, especially because he does have his own gutty.
Yeah, this is unfoldable for that price and in this spot. So another 75,000 Coleman bucks are delivered to the center. Now the board pairs on the river. And that card actually makes these 10s look even better.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that Adamo is going to go pretty big here on the end. Just the perfect river card. If you are sitting there as Adamo hoping your opponent has an ace-x type of hand, you know they're not very likely to get away. And Adamo certainly has a lot of hands here that could potentially be bluffs. You know, you got to think about those pair and straight draws that he could potentially have, but would those hands at this point want to be turned into a bluff? So depending on the sizing he comes with, I think it'll give Coleman some insight as to
10 seconds.
if Adamo has
All in.
a pure
All in.
bluff type hand or not.
Oh, wow. Adamo, as prophesized, Maria,
There's no way I can
goes
go.
as big as possible.
And Coleman is just sitting there wondering, would Adamo lead into me on the turn with an ace-x type hand? Does that make sense? Is that the line that he would take? And if not, you know, where are you drawing the line in terms of how much credit you are going to give
That's a
Adamo
bad
in
hand to
this
call
spot?
with.
Could it ever be a counterfeited 2-pair where you know that you block those kind of sets and
Fold.
can represent? Is that in the range of hands that you think might be turning themselves into a bluff here that the 10s would beat, as we see Coleman correctly lay down?
Real hand alert.
Hello, ladies.
350 total, including this.
Koon's moved all in with Jack-8 suited from the small. Jacks on the button. Now he has queens on the button. $90,000. Just north of the minimum. Ace-9 suited for Adamo. And do every one of these little raises on the button from Koon look trappy?
All in.
It should, just given the ICM situation, but Adamo obviously has a hand that
Yeah, and Coleman
gonna
looking
go
on with
with.
real excitement here as he understands that he has an
Lucky
opportunity to
lady.
ladder if Adamo
At the time I didn't believe you.
can
you did.
deliver a
Still gonna
bad beat.
fold, though.
I heard him both times.
I believe that time. Hand.
Pretty good hand.
Yeah, it's 0 chance you fold.
Pretty good hand to be a non-believer.
1.1 million chips hang in the balance, as does Jason Koon's fate here at the final table. The 2 queens turn into a
Pretty
boat,
good start, boys.
and it's going to require
Yeah.
running jacks
Jack,
or
ace-x.
running aces.
Yeah.
not too
Jack would
much
be
of a
sick.
Alright,
sweat.
Jack, come on.
I'm counting them out. I'm
0.4%.
jinxing myself. Let's go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Alright.
Turn.
5-10.
Yeah.
Ices it,
YOLO time.
and that is not what David Coleman wanted to see, as a big gap between himself and Jason Koon now, who can definitely wait him out. And another pocket pair for Adamo, this time 4s.
All in.
All in.
Does Coleman have enough with Queen Jack? In the big, he
Oh,
decides
that's a
yes, he
Two
does.
pair. That's very good.
Coleman was hoping to have the best of it maybe with this Queen Jack. Not so. Virtual
Come on,
coin
two
flip
hearts,
though,
it's a double.
with 5 to come.
Yeah. Really don't. Get the punish, Jason. It's weird seeing your own face on the screen, right?
It is. I hear my voice sometimes and I'm just like, man, I sound I don't like the sound of my voice.
The 4s are still best.
What's a good
Coleman
turn? 10?
looking for some
I want
paint.
some paint. Just give me the paint.
Instead, it's an 8.
Decent turn.
It does add some outs.
I was going to say enunciate, paint or pain.
Well, it's going to be one or the other for David Coleman, and it's going to be the other.
GG,
Pain
brother.
as the 8 pairs
run.
on the river and eliminates him in
luck.
3rd
Thanks.
place. He waited as long as he could, Maria, but in the end was forced to take a stand and ran into the 2 4s,
Good luck, guys.
which held
Are
up.
we good sitting here, or you want us closer? All in.
All in.
What is it? A million, right?
1.925.
It's 925, right?
925. Sorry. Yeah. 925.
Yeah, Adamo's got to go with the King Jack against Koon's 18 bigs. Effective shove here on the button with King 6.
Sorry, slow roll, but
And,
No, it wasn't a slow roll. I think you were very obviously had a big hand.
the Adominator dominating in
Indeed.
this particular spot.
I said 1.9 because 19, I think, in my head. Or 18, I guess it would have been.
So Jason Koon with a King 6 against a King
Okay.
Jack does pick up
Okay.
a glimmer of hope. 6s and 7s are on his mind as his tournament life hangs in the balance. King Jack high has the lead, the turn. There's the
Okay.
board, and now some additional
Okay,
outs
so we need
to a
8, 5,
chop.
6, or 7.
chop. Take
Eight.
a chop.
No, I want the 7. I'll take a chop.
Do a
But
5. Do a 5.
8, 5, 6, 7.
Keep the game going.
Sure you want
8,
that?
5, 6, 7. King.
GG, Jason. Well
The
done.
king
brother.
on the river
Good
hits
run.
both players,
Well
but
played.
Adamo with the Jack kicker is your
Another hand
Event
I raised on
11
turn. That was a very
champion.
weird one.
Obviously, the tailoring would be a little bit different depending on who it is that ultimately will receive that jacket. As we know, Adamo is atop the leaderboard right now, but things will only come into clear focus tomorrow once we crown a winner in the 100K. The final event of the Poker Masters. Certainly hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the 50K. In the meantime, on behalf of my partner in the booth, Maria Ho, and our entire staff here in Las Vegas, I'm Ali Najad saying so long.